I'm going to take all this off. We're going to have a clean slate. We've done enough, right? You've got the Instagrams. You know how to tag us and all that kind of good stuff. In fact, I'll write it really small at the bottom, just in case. AJ online _ okay. I'm going to put it really small at the bottom here, so you haven't got to be too distracted by it. And then we're going to get into trading. So let's do it. All right, here it is. It's at the bottom. So, guys, I'm going to give you something today, okay? This is an indicator. So my mentor, okay, my long-term mentor, he was an ex-bank and hedge fund trader based in London, okay? And he said that this indicator is the only one he really liked to use ever, because he said this was the closest thing that he found in the retail market that they have in the banks, okay? So I'm going to go through it with you. Oh, that's a mess, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, it's gross. That's why I personally don't like indicators. I'm a very I need a clean chart kind of guy. But I'm going to show you guys how you can trade this thing. Guys, this is called the pivot point indicator, okay? Pivot point indicator. Guys, write it down, okay? Pivot point indicator. Pivot point, right. So if you want to find it, you go to indicator here on the top and you just type in this one, pivot point standard, okay? Pivot point. When you type in pivot point, it's going to come up on your chart, okay? Now I'm going to ask you specifically to put it on daily, okay? It's going to be on auto, all right? Don't do auto, put it on daily, okay? Now you can choose how many pivot points back you want to go to. That's not, too important unless you're back testing, etc. But here they are. Guys, let me explain to you how pivot points work. Yeah, a lot of you guys are going to like them if you use them because they're very good. They're good. A pivot point is just, it's a shortcut. Okay. In fact, I'm going to write this down. A pivot point is a shortcut to support and resistance. What a pivot point will show you is that based on the daily time frame, this is on the daily, right? Because we've got the daily pivot point set. You can change the time frame on them, according to your style. And there's different. I will show you how, what daily ones look like and what H4 ones look like, etc. But what this is doing, this daily one, is what it does is it scans back. It scans back at different data on the chart and gives you a support and resistance level on the chart without you putting the line in yourself. Okay, so I used to use this a lot, and I'm going to talk you through. Let's have a look now, shall we? So let's just analyze this really quickly. Okay, and I've had these points here. I've even got a student on this call right now. I've got a student on this call right now, and the price was here when we were on the call, okay, doing a one-to-one session. And we analyzed this and we said, look, low, lower high, almost a double bottom there, price goes up. Okay, and what I'm doing here, guys, I'm drawing market structure. So get into a habit of drawing market structure. These are high and lows I'm drawing, okay? I'm drawing market structure so we can see the levels in the market, guys. So this is step one. Step one on the daily is establish a market structure so you know the levels that the market's likely to bound from. Okay, so here we are. We're drawing our levels out now. So the reason I've drawn this level and this level as my sell zone and my buy zone is because of the market structure. Okay, so I'm expecting, and I've given you guys this source before, but I'm expecting the journey at this point when the price was here. I was expecting the journey, if it broke structure, it was going to continue going to the downside. Okay, that was my trading plan. And I said to this student, I said, yeah, I'm expecting price to keep going down. Price reached a target here, okay? And then I said, I'm expecting bullish pressure from here, okay? And I'm expecting either it to reject from this area or go up to this area at the very top, okay, up here, sorry. And we've seen exactly that, right? So I do have a good understanding of the movement on the daily time frame. But this is the next key part I want to go through with you. Finding areas of the market that you can trade this from, that you can trade the daily direction from. If you know that the daily is holding under this level, okay, if the daily holds under this level, it's going to the next one, right? We know that, okay? And if the daily came back into this level, it's going to the next one, right? We know this already. So if the daily candles hold under this level, how do we actually trade that move from there to there? Okay, and you can do this on the pivots. I'm going to explain. Here we are, pivots are back. So the price was over here at the time. Okay, the price was over here. The price was over here. Now what we want to do, and in fact, I don't want to confuse you guys with all these bars on the screen. I'm going to peel the price back. I'm going to peel the price back so I don't want to confuse you with all the data to the right hand side. I want you to try and understand the process here of using the pivots. Okay, cool. All right. So let's get rid of these. All right, we've got the pivots on the chart, guys. The pivots on the chart. Now what we need to do is we need to establish some grounds, okay? So I like to put my support and resistance on the chart as well. Okay, so I'm seeing this level here is a H4 resistance and this level here is a H4 support level, okay, that we've got here in the market. All right, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, now if we're in a seller's market, okay, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for lower high rejections, okay, from the H4, something like this. I'm looking to take trades at this level, okay, on the top. Okay, in a seller's market. That's my primary zone. Now, taking a trade down here is called a counter trend trade, which is fine. It's just riskier. Okay, guys, throw one in the chat if you understand. Okay, how to take a trade with the trend, like I'm showing you here. Okay, versus counter trend. Okay, with the trend is at the top from the H4 zone at the top because we're in a seller's market. Right, price is going down. Right? Throw one in the chat if you've understood that point. Throw one in the chat if you've understood how to take a trade with trend. I just want to make sure you're on track. Okay. All right, cool. I'm seeing ones. All right, good. Let's move on. So, like I say, I'm looking to take trades from this sell zone, ideally, if I'm taking trade with trend. Now, bear in mind, we have the daily sell zone here and the H4 sell zone here. So we've got a lot of selling pressure coming from this area, okay? So let's now figure out, okay, using the H4, if there's opportunities here to sell the market from pivot points. Okay, let's have a look. A couple of ways you can do this. You can either do this using H4 candles and H4 levels, or you can do it using H1 inside of H4. And I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to go forward and backwards and show you the difference. Okay. Here we are. Prices come now into the H4 level. Okay. With a wick. Now, some people might want to take this trade. Okay. Because you're in the right zone. Okay. Stop loss above structure, you're in the right zone and you're waiting for your trade to commence. Now, when you're trading this strategy, okay, there's two ways you can do it. You can either do it with a reasonable risk to reward ratio of maybe 3-to-1 or 5-to-1, or you can just trade it from pivot to pivot. That's what I used to do. I used to just trade it from pivot to pivot. Okay. Because this is a bullish candle, although you do have a wick on top, we might make a new structural high before coming down. Something that looked like this. Let me show you. We might make a new structural high, break through that stop loss region, and then come down and then fulfill the order. Okay, but you won't know that. This is, like I said, this is a more aggressive type trade instead of waiting for a sell candle. But let's see what happens. All right. So you would have hit take profit. All right. That's a take profit right there. Here's the thing. Price came all the way back up to this level here, okay, but it didn't violate structure, okay? It didn't violate structure. It tested structure and then fell down to the take profit, which was this pivot level, okay? The pivot level was your take profit. Guys, if you understood that, if you're following me and you understood that, throw one in the chat box if you understood how that TP was hit, okay? If you followed me and you understood how the TP was hit, throw one in the chat box and we'll move on to the next example. So let's see. It's a 1.6. So if this was let's say, if you're risking £100 there, you would have made 160 back. So it's not the best risk to reward, but this is more scalping. Okay, this is more of a scalping type strategy. All right. cool. I'm seeing mainly ones, guys. If you're a no, right, I'm going to do more examples. Don't worry. But most of you guys are yeses. Most of you guys are following it. Most of you guys are getting it. That's the thing, guys. When you learn a new strategy, you're not going to get it the first time. It's going to take you a while to get it. It's going to take you a while to learn a strategy. Okay. So that was the first trade. Okay, we've hit take profit. All good. All right. Now you've got your money for the day, and you're probably, you're probably not doing much now. All right, because you're not over trade as well. So you had one take profit here. Okay. So you would have got a 3-to-1 there. Okay. If you did have a 3-to-1, which I said is the other way of trading it. Look. Okay. The other way of trading it was to get a 3-to-1 or above. Right. So the 3-to-1 would have been there. Okay. So you could have, like I say, 2 ways to take it. And then let me write this down so it's clear for you guys. Okay. Take the trade. Okay, hold on. 2 ways of trading this. Okay. From pivot to pivot. Using what I'm teaching you. Or from pivot to risk reward, okay? 3-1 and above. Now, the 3-1 to above type trades, they're probably going to fill the whole range, okay? Versus the pivot to pivot is just going from pivot to pivot, okay? That's more if you want to do a scalp, okay? Let me explain. From pivot to pivot, okay? From pivot to pivot is a scalp, okay? And from pivot to risk reward is an intraday. Okay, it's a bigger target, it's an intraday. Okay, guys, do you understand the difference between scenario 1 and scenario 2? Okay, scenario 1 is pivot to pivot, which I showed you first, and scenario 2 is pivot to risk reward, which I showed you second. Okay, the first trade was a scalp, you would have won $160. All right, the second trade was different. Okay, let me explain. This first scalp was $160 profit. Sorry. Let me write it. $160 profit. Okay. This second trade here was $300 profit. Okay. So you can see they're different. The first trade is making you less, but it's quicker, yeah, and more likely to get hit. The second trade is less likely to get hit, but bigger reward, okay? So it's bigger risk, but bigger reward, right? It's a bigger risk because it's not necessarily going to hit that target as easy as the first target. The first target's closer, right? Guys, if you understand the difference between the scalp trade and the risk to reward trade, okay, the bigger trade, aka the intraday trade, throw a 1 in the chat box if you've understood the difference between those 2 trades. Okay, one was a scalp, pivot to pivot, and the other one was an intraday trade. It was a 3-to-1, it was bigger. All right. First trade was $160 profit, and if you didn't go for the first trade, you went for the second one instead, you would have made $300 profit. Throw a 1 in the chat box if you've understood the difference between those 2 trades, please. Okay, good. Don't worry, we're going to do plenty more examples. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, that's the first example. Let me move these over here. Let me move these over here so we can continue. So the price is, okay, here we are. Okay, this price down here, in fact, I'm going to get rid of these so you can see it clearly, okay? First trade was a winner, right? Now, here's the thing. If you want to be good at trading in the early days, okay, you might feel tempted to trade counter trend here at the bottom from this level here. I trade counter trend, okay, but I'm a tried and tested trader of many, many years, okay, and I'm happy to trade counter trend because I know what it involves, okay? It's more risky, but I'm happy to do that because I've got the experience. You guys, some of you that are the beginner/intermediate level, okay, I want you to focus on trading with trend only, okay? I want you to focus to trade with the trend only, okay? because you will yield a higher success rate if you do that. Okay? It's better. It's better. Okay? It's better. So I'm going to put here at the bottom points. So for you guys, I want you guys to trade with the trend. Trade with the trend. Okay? So look, guys, the price has come into the area that we like and has made another wick, right? So you might want to consider, is there a trade coming? All right? Do you see the reaction? Do you see the reaction, guys? It reacted from the same level again when it made the wicks. Okay? Just checking the chat. So it reacted from the same level again when it made the wicks. Okay? Was there a trade coming? Yes. All right? Now, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. If you want a way to trade that, let me show you. This is an example where I'm going to ask you to trade this example slightly different. This is slightly different to the last one. The last one, okay, we took the trade because on the H4, the price was, not only did it wick and react from the level that we wanted it to wick from, because this whole zone here is a wick zone, okay? It reacted from the wick zone, yes, but the price also stopped within the wick zone. So we had an opportunity on just to execute on the H4. Now, guys, you're not going to get the opportunity to execute every time on the H4 time frame with this strategy. You need to drop. You need to drop, okay, your time frame. And this is what I'm going to teach you now. So you go into the H1, okay? You go into the H1 and you need to set a pending order for the retest of this area, okay? So if I set a pending order for the retest of this area, I'm only taking the trade when the price comes back into the area, okay? It's going to trigger me into the trade. I'm going to put the stop loss same place as before, okay? And two scenarios here again, right? You can either trade pivot to pivot, okay? Or you can trade 3 to 1, which is down here. We'll do both examples, okay? Both examples. Oops. Okay, so don't forget, if you set a pending order, you're waiting for the price to come up into this area, and when it does, it will trigger you in the trade. So let's see if that happens. Okay, you're now triggered into the trade, okay? You're now triggered into the trade, and we're waiting for the trade to play out. Okay, that's the first reaction, okay? The price is starting to react, and then you've hit your take profit again, okay? So you've made your money in the market. This is, again, a 1.62. The first one, what a coincidence that the first one to this level was also a 1.62. And the second one also is a 1.62. Bit of a coincidence that. But either way, guys, you've won that trade, okay? You've won the first trade. But now let's try and make sense of this. Would we have won the second trade on this strategy? So we've got a 1 to 1.62 at the bag from pivot to pivot, okay? But would we have made a 3 to 1 on this? The only way to do that is to test it. This is what you call back testing, by the way. You need to back test a lot if you want to be good at trading. I'm not just doing this for a joke, guys. Back testing is so important. You're using historical data to see if you can be effective going forwards, all right? Okay, there it is, 3 to 1, I got hit. So same thing. This is the point, guys. If you want to scalp, I'm going to say it one more time. If you want to scalp, go from pivot to pivot on the H4. Using the daily pivots, which I've already put for the chart on the chart for you guys, okay? If you don't understand this, guys, you're going to have to go back and rewatch, okay? But if you want to do intraday, you go for a 3 to 1 risk to reward ratio or above, all right? I like 3 to 1 intraday, okay? On this strategy. So, guys, that's it, right? You've had 2 winning trades, okay? 300 and 300, all right? But the second trade might be bigger because you might have compounded your balance. So instead of making 300 in the second trade, okay, it might have been 350 or 400 because your balance has gone up, all right? So anyway, that's what we're looking at, all right? So nice trades. And again, not interested in the counter trades at the bottom, not interested, okay? It's risky. Look, risky. Counter trend we don't want. Okay, here we are. So price now has come into that area. Okay, and left some wicks, etc. All right. Now here's the thing. You know, this trade might not ever come back to this area. Okay, this trade may not come back to the area, and we may not get a trade here. I'd want the price to come back into this area. I want price to respect the same structures we had previously. Okay, and I want price to, at minimum, go to the next pivot up, you know, to give us a 1.59. Okay, so scalp. This is the first one's a scalp, right, guys? Let's see if we can get triggered into this trade. Okay, that probably would have triggered us in with spread. That would have definitely triggered us in. We're in the trade. Nearly at take profit. Bang. Take profit hit. All right. We've won 3 trades in a row. I don't do this for a joke, guys. I don't do this for a joke. All right. 3 trades in a row. Guys, if you're following me, throw a 1 in the chat box. We've just won 3 trades in a row. I'm teaching you guys how to trade right now. Okay. This is backtesting trading. All right. Teaching you precisely how I would approach this market. I'm teaching you precisely how I enter this market waiting for pending orders, etc. I'm teaching you precisely how to scalp this strategy. I'm teaching you precisely how to intraday this strategy. Guys, we're doing strategy now, yeah? This is high level stuff, guys. Guys, I don't think you realize what I'm teaching you cost me tens of thousands of pounds in courses to learn from the right people. I'm collaborating all of my knowledge, all of my experience, all of my investments into one house and teaching you guys how I've become successful in these charts. I'm teaching you this, all right? This is it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. And guys, I'm going to recommend that you rewatch this session. Okay, I'm going to recommend that you rewatch this. Okay. So the scalp one with the intraday one, sometimes they're not going to win. That's what you need to be prepared for. Sometimes the intradays are not going to win. But are you ready for that? Are you ready for, for that trade not to win? At this point here, I'd recommend that what you do is you bring your stop loss to break even. Okay, that's my recommendation. Okay, I wouldn't expect you after a scalp's been hit to not pull your stop loss to break even. Look, on every trade, if you did that, the stop loss would have actually, in fact, it would have been pulled to break even and you would have been safe on every single trade. Okay, you'd have been safe on every single trade. So I'm just going to pull that back to 3 to 1. Okay, 3 to 1's there. And on that one, 3 to 1 was, yeah, about there. So guys, every single one of these trades, once it passed the scalp line, okay, if you pulled your stop to break even, you would have been absolutely safe and you would have been fine. Now we're going to do it on this trade, okay? But yeah, man, Celeste is saying the source is hot, man. You've got to rewatch this, right? Rewatch this over and over again until you get it on paper. You get it down and you know what it takes to be successful in this strategy. I'm telling you guys, this strategy alone can make you 6 figures a year. I'm telling you that. It can. You've just got to follow it. Right, so look, hear me. What do we do from here? Okay, the stop loss has been brought to break even. Is it going to take us out, okay, at 0 profit, or is it going to smash our target? Let's have a look. Some support here. Boom. Here we go. Here we go. Are we going to hit? Bang. 3 trades in a row, man. Come on. Well, I mean, look, technically 6 because there was 2 trades within each of these. 6 trades in a row, man. All right, the scalp got hit. Bang. The intraday got hit. Bang. Both trades are successful. You guys asked me if I do this for real, man. Come on. Man. Are you getting this? Yeah, don't worry. I'm recording this. I'm going to post it. Guys, 3 winning trades. Okay, 3 winning intradays and 3 winning scalps. Are you guys getting this source? Throw a 1 in the chat box if you're getting this source, man. Come on. Guys, this, I'm telling you, man. Wendy's saying I get her every time with a boom. Man, that's all I do. I just boom. Every time, TP, boom. I do it by myself. When I get a TP, I'm just like, boom. I'm telling you, you get excited with the boom, man. Yeah, here's the thing, Tamarco. It's easy when the coaches are doing it because we've done this for a long time, right? I've done this for a long time. All right, a long time. And all I do is repeat. I just keep going over the same things, the same stuff. I keep going over. I keep doing it. All right. And eventually you'll win. All right. It's persistence. I'll make this look easy because I've been doing it for a long time, right? But you will get this good if you keep going. Boom. All right, Rob. Rob's ready for the boom. Marcel's ready for the boom. All right. Boom. Guys, that's it. That's the strategy. I'm going to keep this relatively short because I want you guys to be able to rewatch this as many times as you need to without draining you. Okay. So guys, here it is. All right. Here it is. Yeah, I can do a trading idea if you want a trading idea. Let me just quit this. Let me quit this. Let me go back on the H4 and let me get rid of these pivots. I don't use them anymore, but it's a great way for you guys to get successful. All right, there's a bit of trades from before. Old news. Guys, here's what's going on. Right, this is GJ. Let me explain. I said to my students, which is the same thing I say to you, okay? AJ online, by the way, follow me. This is what's happening on this pair, okay? The price was reacting from the buy zone, the price was going to here, okay? If you find a series of bearish reactions from this level, the price is going back down. Okay, back down. The overall trend is bearish. Okay, price is going down. But we're in a bullish variation right now. A bullish variation is this. Price is broken above. Okay, can you see? Bullish variation. Bullish variation, bearish trend. It means we're waiting for more bearish confirmation from this level, okay, which coincides here, okay, for more continuation to the downside. I will be looking for sales in GJ from this area, okay? Or if price breaks above this area, look for buys on GJ, okay? Overall, I'm giving you a very overall view of how to trade this market. All right, you don't want to be clueless trading GJ right now. You want to have some idea of what you're doing. Same things apply. Look, the daily levels are exactly the same as what I've shown you before. Nothing changes, nothing's different. Okay, buy zone, sell zone, right? I was taking buys from down here. Okay, and I'll take sales from up here. Same thing. I was taking sales here previously, taking buys here previously. So I'm waiting to take sales from here. All right, but I'm only going to take sales from here. Okay, I'm only going to take sales from here if we get reactions from there. This is a reaction from there. Okay, wicks and bullish candles. Reaction, bang. Okay, same thing here. I'm waiting for wicks or bearish candles, and then bang, I'll take a sell. All right, guys. Analyze the daily time frame from key daily levels and you will see trades will appear from them, right? That's all I tell you to do. Same thing will apply to the other pairs you're looking at right here. Let's have a look at EJ. Very clear story on EJ. Same thing. Same thing. All right, here we are. Here we are. Price is showing plenty of wicks from the daily buy zone. We're also seeing bullish pressure here. If the candles say anything like that, the story is here to there. Okay, the price is going up. Okay, I'm taking buys from that zone to there. Okay, now when the price does get here, I'll be waiting for bearish candle and bearish pressure from this level, and I'll take it back down, continuing with the trend. Bob's your uncle, Charlie's your aunt, as they say in England, right? In the East London, Bob's your uncle. All right. That's how it's done. All right. That's how you figure out where the market's going. Guys, the strategy I taught you, please just go over it again. Go over it again. Go over it again. Back test, back test, back test. Trade demo, trade demo, trade demo. Get very good. Take it to live and rule the world. Thank you and God bless. I love you all. I'm running over time, so I'm not going to do a Q&A this session, but please rewatch this and I promise you'll be highly successful if you do practice over and over again. All right? Rewatch this video. Thanks, guys. Thank you all. Thanks for coming to today's session. Guys, I'll be posting the recording. Please rewatch this. Okay, I'll post it on the Epic News.
Aaron, thank you so much.
No worries. Did it all make sense?